sure. A lot going on, a lot of emotions. It's been long, and I'm glad that the difficult part is over for sure. In that, I would like to absolutely thank my parents, my father, my mother. Seriously, they are the absolute most amazing parents people, you could ever have. Obviously, you've seen it, you've been following it, and without them, I wouldn't have had any hope. It would have been very difficult. And that goes for my sister as well, who is not here yet. She is trying to get here, but take another couple minutes. So, I just have the most amazing family, and I love you guys so much. Also, some of my supporters who have, my friends who've been there from day one, there's very few of them. And, it's really difficult in the beginning knowing that you're innocent and everyone you knew and talked to, they're not talking to you and you don't know what they think or what they feel. So the people who have been there, you guys know who you are. There's a handful, so can't even really find them all. But you know who you are, and I have so much respect for you guys. It means so much to me. I have a list of other things as well. Maybe this would be a little bit too much for me. So, no, definitely also the supporters, everyone who's, written me. It's been amazing seeing the support, and I think it's been very, very helpful to my family. Obviously, my parents love it, and it's helped them keep going and help me keep going. Also, really, I would not be here today minus my family and Kathleen, Zoner, and Doug. Scared. But yeah, without my attorneys, Kathleen and Doug, seriously, the work that they've done in the last, since 2009, has been incredible, and, talking with us and working with us and supporting us and putting in all that time and the effort and the money that they've put in to help us, it's phenomenal, and clearly, without family and Kathleen's owner associates, we would not be here today. And justice. Having gone through what I've gone through with our justice system, I was kind of scared about what was going to happen next. I didn't know this morning that I'd be standing here tonight. I didn't know anything. I didn't know the next step at all. And it was very scary, very daunting. So, I'm very glad to be here, but I want to thank the Attorneys General for looking at the facts of this case and making a decision based off those facts and doing the right thing. I think, it's very, I don't know, it's got to be crazy at that level, and it's a lot to look at, it's a lot to deal with, so certainly appreciate them. And also the judges who ruled on this, I felt like this is really the first time we've been listened to by the justices, and it feels incredible knowing that when we had our hearing, they were actually listening to the facts, they were talking about the facts, and it seemed as though they were going to actually, to me, what I've seen before. So, to Judge Martin, to Judge Witt and Ellis, I want to thank them for taking their time and looking at everything and pulling out the facts of this case, the documented facts, and dealing only with those. And so to them, also, a round of applause, please, because that's but just so many incredible people. As you can see, it really, to get arrested and to get charged for a crime you didn't commit, it's incredibly easy, and you can lose your life very fast. But to get out of prison, it takes an army, as you can see, and an incredible group of individuals, family, friends, attorneys who are willing to sacrifice so much. And, you know, it's just amazing to be here knowing that other people are in my situation, don't have the support and the help that I've had. So, you know, this is not an anomaly. I think we need to look at other cases and be aware that this is part of our justice system, and, you know, there are more innocent people in prison. So keep your eyes open and support them as well, for sure. So, other than that, pretty much all I've got to say.
What is your first thing on your agenda?
I guess that's just like what's next, as Anthony asked. I really don't know. I have no idea. You know, I don't know that I was expecting just to get out and be able to do whatever I wanted. You know, I couldn't look too far into the future. So, like I said, I've been preparing for my life from day one I got arrested. You know, I've been reading and writing and studying and working out and been taking care of myself. So, I'm ready for anything, really. And it's whatever my family. What was that? Mayor of Columbia, indeed.
Our next Attorney General.
Yes, that's one of those. I never really got the news. You know, as Kathleen said, they told me to pack my stuff up. I thought I was going to ADSEG. I didn't know. You know, there's in prison, there's threats being made on you, and there's a lot of wild stuff going on, things that, you know.
ADSEG being
so
the whole.
I thought I was getting locked up. I didn't, you know, jail for prison. It's kind of crazy. So when I finally saw Kathleen, and I couldn't talk to her, I was just asking her, like, what's going on? You know, I was asking her if we got bail, and she just held this up, and this is how I knew what was going on.
How confused were you today?
I'm still confused. No, I've been so confused. The last couple hours, they were hard, you know, and whenever I was wearing these clothes, and I was standing there with Kathleen and Doug waiting to go, and my family was out in the lobby waiting for me. They came in and said, you know, we need you to take your clothes off and put back on this orange jumpsuit, and we're going to transport you to Columbia, to Boone County. And when you get transported, you know, you generally have on shackles and everything. So it's not a good feeling, and you don't know what's going to happen next. And it's incredibly scary. I was incredibly stressed out, to say the least. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen next with your life. And even when I got into Boone County, I didn't know if they're going to try to rearrest me, or, you know, it's not over till it's over. It's saying, it's not too unique.
How would you characterize the whole experience from start to finish right now?
How do you... Yeah, I don't know if I can characterize a decade, but oppression is a good word for it. It's a struggle, you know, I mean, pure and simple. It's a struggle, and it's been that way for my family and I, and I don't know, I'm actually happier for my parents right now than I am for me, because, you know, they've had to deal with so much. So. Yeah.
What was the first thing you wanted to eat when you got out of prison?
I don't know. I kind of want some Dairy Queen.
I think Dad could do that, yeah.
Definitely. I'm pretty sure he does that more than we know. So.
Why is it that you didn't know? What was the system happening there that you did not know, what you hadn't been told or anything? We found out in the car. We were just going in for a visit, and we found out in the car what had happened.
Can you stand
So-
up? Sorry.
So so we ended up telling him. So he was just coming to the visit with us. He didn't know. But they told him, then they started packing his things up. So he had these two big boxes.
It's incredibly complex.
Yeah, yeah.
To determine exactly how it all plays out, for sure. So.
But he was, like he always is, braced under pressure. This is he's so worth the effort of what we did, what his parents did. He's just an amazing, amazing person. And even today, he's such a remarkable, come up here. He was such a remarkable person. Even today, I mean, most people, even much older, somebody much older would have just started crying and been upset and been angry. And he didn't. He was like, okay, that's what I'll do. I'll go back in the room. I'll put back on the orange jumpsuit. He's always like that. He's an incredible person. So,
how do you do that?
He's strong.
I mean, living in prison, you got to stay level-headed. If you have letdowns, if you let emotion take control, then you can be victimized very easily. So, from day one, my dad always told me, he said, you got to be stronger, faster, and smarter. So do everything you can to make yourself that way. And since then, I wrote a book about that, actually. For the most part, it's mostly done. But it's just about some of my journey. It's not all about prison or anything. But I just wanted to see if I could write a book. And that's, making yourself a better person so that you can survive and so that when I did get out, I would have opportunities. I didn't want to look back and say I missed 5, 10 years, however long it took. It took longer than we thought. But I didn't want to get out and still be a 19-year-old kid in my mind. So, I've done everything I can with the help of my family and, a little hard work, and I think I succeeded.
Do you and your dad see yourselves advocating on behalf of other men or women in your situation?
Certainly, absolutely. There are so many individuals, I believe, who are, incarcerated wrongfully or have just terrible sentences. It's disproportionate. There's a lot of minors in prison who've been in there over half their life. There's a lot of issues, and there's a lot of people who need help. Number one, as I think Bill already pointed out, was Charles Erickson. I mean, the guy's a lot of things, but the thing is, more so than anything else, is innocent. So he does not belong in prison.
At this point, what are your feelings towards him?
I don't know. I don't really get caught up in my feelings towards him. I know that he was used and manipulated, and I kind of feel sorry for the guy, and I know that he's been victimized. He's an innocent man in prison, so he needs help. He needs support, and he doesn't belong in prison. I don't know anything beyond that, really, and I don't really have any comment beyond that. He's not a killer. He doesn't belong in prison. So.
Like you've had so many people from around the world, not just in the state, but the country and the world that support you. Thousands and thousands on your website. What does it feel like to have that much support? And what do you want to say to your supporters?
Oh my goodness. I mean, I really wish I knew what to say to those people because they are so incredible and they've helped my family and I so much. I really wish I knew a way to give back to all of them because them being there and supporting us and doing everything they can, they designed the image on my father's car and the billboards, and they've sent me so many letters and just so many incredible things that we've all appreciated so much that I don't know, their help was invaluable. And I think that really being in prison for a crime you didn't commit, you start to lose trust in society and humanity, and you see a lot of the negative sides of it. But through those people, I was able to see that there are a lot of incredible human beings out there, and that I really want to be back into society with those good people, and it makes me look forward to the future because I know there's a lot of really amazing people out there. So it gave me hope in humanity, I guess, personally. Thank you so much for that.
There's an unsolved murder out here now. Is there
Yes.
anything you would want to say to Ken Eagles and everything?
Absolutely. I can't imagine how they're feeling, but the one thing I would want for them is to be able to look at all the facts and to ask for justice, because, you know, they've been lied to by the people they trust, and to see them misled by people that they, you know, believe are trying to help them, I can't imagine anything worse than that, really. So, you know, I just hope that they're able to look at the facts, and I hope that everyone is able to ask that justice is done and that they find who actually committed this crime. I mean, that's number one, really. Kelly, how are you?
It's his sister.
My incredible sister. So, you good? Kelly, you want to talk to him?
Ryan, do you have any comments with regards to Kevin Crane and
I have no comment on that.
So we're either going to go to Dairy Queen or ring the bell in front of the courthouse, but we're out of here, okay? Thank you. We love you guys.
Again, if you are just joining us, Ryan Ferguson and his parents just held a news conference at the Tiger Hotel. Stay with us tonight at 10 for a full wrap of what has turned out. That's his father still speaking there. It's been a huge day in this long ongoing case. That's Ryan giving hugs to his lawyer, his family, all of the people who have been working for this day for quite a while. Also, if you can check online at KOMU.com, we have a few things that would be of interest to anyone who's interested in this case. We have a full interactive timeline of Ferguson's case, and there's also a live blog that's been detailing all of the coverage and the Ferguson news conference throughout the afternoon, plus exclusive video that we weren't able to fit into our newscast, including more from Bill Ferguson, Ryan's dad, when he arrived at the Department of Corrections earlier today. Now let's kind of go through the timeline of this case really quickly. In 2001, police say that Columbia Tribune sports writer Kent Heitholt was murdered. Then in 2005, a judge sentenced Ferguson to 40 years in prison for second-degree murder and first-degree robbery. In 2010, the Court of Appeals said the contradictions in the case gave them pause, but they did not make a decision and handed the appeal to a lower court. Then in 2012, after more than 6 months of deliberation from the lower court, judges denied Ferguson a retrial. In January of 2013, Ferguson's attorney requested another habeas corpus, and judges accepted it. That gets us to where we are today. Meanwhile, during all of this, the two main witnesses admitted to lying under
His
oath.
father.
That's where we are today. Now they are leaving. As you could hear while they were there, they do not think that Chuck Erickson, who was the one who pleaded guilty to the murder and indicated Ryan, should be in prison for that. Again, we'll have more on this tonight on KOMU 8 News at 9 on the CW and KOMU 8 News at 10. Thank you so much for joining us for this special report.
And there you have it, folks. As Amanda Knox says, bad things happen to regular people. And in that press conference, Ryan Ferguson said something similar to that, very similar to that, if not, the exact same thing. Bad things happen to regular people. And it can happen to you. It can. It happened to me. It can happen to you too. We have to stop this craziness, this tough-on-crime phenomenon. We have to stop these prosecutors from committing these Brady violations, doing whatever they want to do with no repercussions, reprimandations whatsoever. This tough-on-crime thing does not work. We house 25% of the world's prisoners Yet we only have 4.5% of the entire world's population. As Attorney General Eric Holder said, the system is broken. And I'm saying it right now, the system is broken. We prosecute way too many people. We're caught up in this tough on crime phenomenon. We overcharge people. Prosecutors regularly overcharge people, so they plead down to lesser charges for sake of going to trial, because anything can happen in a trial, whether you're innocent or guilty. As we found out with Ryan Ferguson, and prosecutors go on their campaign trail and brag about their 97% conviction rate. This has got to stop. The madness has got to stop. The crime-otainment media has got to stop. We have to ignore them. And if you don't feel for this guy, 10 years in a cage. For what? For nothing. And while right now we're all focused on him, let me tell you, he's not the only one, not by any stretch of the imagination. It's time we all have to wake up as a nation.